Good afternoon, guys. Right, we are back. Today we're beading. Yay! So excited to get the beads out. Oh God, I'm so easily amused. I really am. But I love my beads. Everybody knows that. Not that it's open at the moment, but we do have a separate beading page. The Facebook page is still unpublished. Instagram is okay, but there's nothing on it. I haven't posted anything on there for a while anyway. But yeah. So in the meantime, you can go find us in the usual place over at Northern Craftaholic UK. Right, so today, following on, excuse me for keep flicking at my watch, you've probably seen me staring at my watch a few times throughout this video because I've figured out that my phone doesn't like videoing anything after about 25 to 30 minutes. It dies, it cuts out. Part of the problem I was having before with it not overheating as such, but it does overheat. But with it still showing it recording but not saving anything. I don't know why, but I figured out, I was advised to try it a different way from a friend who's got the same kind of phone and has the same kind of issues. That hers will only video anything between 25 to 30 minutes and then it still shows us videoing, but it doesn't save any. It doesn't even save that first half an hour. It just doesn't save anything. I don't know, it's weird. So I tried it out over the weekend with a couple of test videos. Just basically sat talking to myself and just videoing me doing random things. And it worked. Yay. So I'll have to kind of video for so long and then just stop it and start it again. So I will be checking my watch every now and then. Not too bad, we're at like 1:33 at the moment. And I think I'm just going to close the bedroom window because we have two main high schools across the road from us. High school colleges, as they like to call them now, academies, across the road from us, and it's dinner time for them and it's going to get noisy because they all walk down the back end of the house towards the Asda for their dinner, or McDonald's, wherever they're going. Most of them go to Asda, you see them coming back with big massive trays of donuts and all sorts. Like, oh my God. The days where we used to be able to eat a full tray of donuts for his dinner and not put any weight on. Well, I look at one now, I put £4 on. Anyway, let's get back to this. It probably still will be a bit noisy because they do come past in big groups, but let's just open these blinds a little bit more because it's a bit dull here today. So let's let a little bit of light in and then I can see what I'm doing. Plus it's miserable when it's dull, I don't like it. So, welcome. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Well, hope you all had a good weekend. Hope you're all having a good Monday. Yes, I know Mondays suck, but you know. So we're back anyway with a, well, let's call this one a bead with me video. I've no idea how much of this exactly I will do, showing you me doing this, because it's very repetitive, it's quite boring, it can be quite a tedious process, and I don't think you're going to want to sit here for an hour watching me threading beads onto wire. Maybe you will, I don't know. I suppose it depends what I've got to talk about in the meantime. If you're even interested in that. Apparently some of you are. Hi Emma, I know you'll be watching over in Finland, yay! And a few others. But these videos were actually after the craft haul videos, which yes I know, and I'm sorry I still haven't finished the paper one, but like I said, when you've videoed, what were it, 12 attempts or something like that, when you've had like 12 video attempts at this paper and it doesn't work, you only get 25 minutes out of it before you've got to do it again when you've been doing it for an hour 12 times. Not in one go, by the way, over numerous days and weeks. It's kind of really annoying. I kind of really don't want to look at paper anymore at the moment. So the other day, the last video was the Stamp With Me video where you saw me doing Annie's in case of emergency tag. That's all done and dusted now, and this is the second part to Annie's order, which is a memory wrap bracelet, beaded bracelet. So here we are. We have the bead choices that Annie chose. I sent her a picture of numerous different beads, and these were the ones that she selected, which I'm really looking forward to working with because they're so bright and colourful. Although I failed to realise whilst I sent them over that these 3 beads here, the blue, purple and green ones, are actually bigger than them 4. So it's going to be a bit of a mismatch anyway, because obviously she just wants random. And that is actually all I have in these beads. I do not have any more. These I have, oh, millions. Absolutely millions. That's only a small selection. That's the orange ones, peachy orangey coloured ones. Yeah, that's a small selection of the gold ones. Yes, I use baby food tubs and all sorts. That is just a tiny selection of pink ones that we have. But them is it for them. There should be enough. Like I said, these are bigger beads anyway, so I will likely be using more of them and then just maybe dotting them around in 3s, not the same 3. We'll see. We'll see. Stop rambling. Right, guys, so it's 22. Let's get cracking. Right, beads. We need beads. We have beads. So I love them. Love them. Oh yeah, forgot to show you them. I have loads of them as well. This isn't the only tub either. These are like, see, they're labelled best, white sparkle best beads. I love them because they literally are the best beads ever. They're my favourites. And they're all, well, saying all of them, a lot of them. They are. They're not. They're not. They are. And these are. So, the gold ones, the green ones, the purpley lilac ones, the blue ones, and these ones, the clear ones, are labelled the seed beads, but they'll be labelled whatever colour they are, AB. Excuse me, because they have a coating on them, like a rainbow coating on them, which the AB stands for Aurora Borealis. I can never say that right, so I'm sorry to anybody out there who knows and I've pronounced it wrong. And that's what it just gives, that like rainbow effect. A bit like when you're looking in an oily puddle. It's so cool. So let's see. Oh, do you know, I really don't want to do, I mean, I'll do the bracelet, obviously. Before we go any further, I will be using this, which is memory wire. It is stainless steel. It is also mixed up again. I hate it when it does this. Usually because it bounces back and whacks my fingers and it hurts. There we go. What are you doing? That's the way to do it. Like Punch and Judy. Memory wire. Or memory wrap. Well, it is memory wire, which we're going to turn into a memory wrap bracelet, which means a bracelet that will hold its shape. No need for clasps or anything like that. You will see what I mean when I get going. You will have seen a lot. You may not think you recognise it, but you'll know. They remind me of Slinkies, and yes, we have played Slinkies down the stairs with these. Yeah, this is not aluminium. Sorry, this is stainless steel. Not too bad for people who have metal allergies because it's going to be covered in beads, but it's certainly something I wouldn't recommend for people who have a metal allergy because the ends are going to be exposed. I believe there is an aluminium version out there, but to be honest, I've never had any complaints. I always put warnings on my listings with regards to metal allergies and things like that, and I've never had anybody complain. I do, as a rule of thumb, generally tend to pre-warn customers when they order anyway. Don't forget, have you read the listing? It's made of stainless steel. Do you have any allergies? Blah de blah. But buyer beware, basically. Now I happen to know that Annie's okay, so we shall proceed. So we need beads, memory wire, and for the finishing touches we have some round nose pliers, we have some wire cutters, and then I just always have these ones on hand, flat nose ones. I always have these on hand just in case. We're probably not going to need them. Highly likely not, because we will need the round nose pliers for the very edge to, when we're finished, to get old and basically just turn to make a loop at both ends. But that gets done right at the very end. And can you see? Is it going to focus? Look. See what I mean about it pinging back and hitting me? I don't think you can see. It just got me. There. Oh, that was my own fault. But it got me and it blooming hurts. So, right, now like I was saying, I don't, and most importantly, the brew. Which at the moment, oh no, it's cooled down. I'm going to say it's way too hot to drink, but it has cooled down. Happy days. Excuse the slurping. I'm really thirsty today. It's been one of them days. It's a bit miserable outside, but it's still quite warm and it's drawing all the, well, it's like humid. It's drawing all the heat in. It's close, as us British people like to say it. Now anyway, back to this. Now I really don't want to do this, but I am the world's worst when it comes to keeping things in separate tubs and a random choice selection, because I do tend to end up, OCD kicks in and I end up with them all in the same kind of sequence, which is what we don't want. We want a random mix. So I'm not going to do it with them, because that is all I have in those beads. Are they still in frame? Nope. So let's pull the mat down a bit and we'll just pop them up there, although I'll be getting them back out again in a bit anyway. So I think I'm going to cry, and I think this is going to be a job for, hang on, just let me see. No, I need to put my mat back up there. This pin, ignore this pin. That pin is just to let me know that this is the centre-ish of the frame. That's to make me realise I need to be working in this area for you to be able to see. So I think I'm going to have to just throw it in and mix it up. I don't like doing this. I think it's going to have to be a bead soup job. Here we go. I hate doing this. Right, we'll just do a bit at a time. I mean, I love bead soup. This is what we call a mixture of it. Oh, they look really cool together, don't they? Can you see that? I'm not sure how good you see in this now that I've opened the blinds a bit more. That looks really cool together. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a really good mix. I'm liking that. See, I like bead soups. I really do, because they're cool, and anything left over I can reuse it later on a different project. And I've got loads, as you can see, I've got loads more of these beads anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I have been known to, after the end of a project, tip it all out and actually sit there and pick them out one by one to put them back in the right orders. Now what I am going to do is take the empty tub. Hope and pray these beads go in the tub and not all over the floor. Good Lancashire accent there, floor. In they go. Put the lid on and give them a really good shake. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty mixed up. Now, which one did I not put in? Did I put them all in? Oh my word, guys. Have I put them all in or not? I have. Haven't I? Did I? Yes, I did. Momentarily lapse of concentration. Are they all in there? Pink, clear, peach, orange, gold. Yes, they are all in there. Oh, that's a really good start to the video, isn't it? We are on 10, nearly 11 minutes of this section, so that's okay. And now the process begins, and I do need to remember about them, so I shall move these ones over there out of the way. Keep them there for a bit later on when we need to top up, which no doubt we will. Bring these ones back in because I will need these. And then, am I in frame? Yes, I am. Cool. Thank you, Annie. Speaking of Annie, whose order I'm doing, Annie made these. They're so cool. Right, and I shall just put that there, and then a lot of people will just scoop up. Let's see if I can do it. I hate actually doing it this way. I don't like doing... Ouch. Don't like doing it this way. It doesn't always work anyway. No. Oh wow, look, no, I got one. Anyway, we're not doing it that way because I don't like it. So we will do it my way, which is to just tip a few out onto the mat. I love my bead mat. It's designed, this material is designed to keep the beads from rolling around. And also, most of the time, it's designed to keep them faced whole up as well. Doesn't always work like that because beads are temperamental and they like to do their own thing. But then we shall just begin very randomly, she says. I'm putting half a dozen of the same colour on. Like I said, this is why I'm probably not going to be showing the full process of this, because it's a slow process with working with such tiny seed beads. And believe me, they are tiny. They may not look it on the camera, depends what angle. In fact, I will just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so they may not appear like they're tiny, but they really are. There's no rhyme or reason with this, just throw them on. You know, I like working with these because you just basically use the bracelet itself as a needle, which is super cool. So I'm not going to focus now because the mat in the background. And then we just do that for quite a few layers round. So, in the meantime, let's have a natter. Give you something to focus on while I am doing this. Well, maybe not zoom out because it's not letting me. Are we out? We are. Right. Whoa. we're okay. Right. Sorry, guys. So where are we? We are here. I have no idea how many are on there. I haven't counted. I never do. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 8, 17, 18, whatever there were. Oops. I get these stuck in my fingernails all the time because they're that small. Right, so let's see, we've got... How many should I do before doing the others? The size difference is quite a lot. You don't realise until you've actually got them on a bracelet together. So let's see. May have to do some sort of a sequence with these for it to work out. You see the difference in size? They are somewhat bigger, so I think that might be the sequence, that might be the way to go. Because I only have a few, I think we might do a few beads, then a sequence, and then a few beads. So let's backtrack a little bit, but then swap in the colour sequence every now and then. So 2, 4, 6, 8, let's do 10. Let's try this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's do 10, she says, putting 13 on. Really? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Is that enough? Or should there be more? 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Right, well, we've already established that 20 is too much. Well, I have. In my head. 2, 10. 10. Right, we're doing 10. Until... Yeah, there's going to be plenty to do that. Right, so... Now, do we start? Bearing in mind, right, I'm going to pull these off. And now I've got it worked out in my own head. I'm going to start with big beads because that's where the loop will be at the end, this side, and then the end at the other side, and it works better up against a big bead than it does a small one. So that's what we're going to do. So 3 beads, 10 random mixed seed beads. Well, they're all seed beads. They are 8 O's, these are 11 O's. Aught. Right, so now we do 10 random ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. Is that enough? 2. I don't think I'm in frame, am I? Sorry guys, I keep forgetting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Right, there we go. 10 and then them. Yep. And then 3 big ones. In a random order to what they were the first time. Which we'll put it like that. Are you seeing that properly? I think so. Yeah. Okay. See, this is, like I said, this is why I won't be videoing the full process, because it's a tricky process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I am loving that already. I really am. Oops. Good thing about dropping them, at least I can find it. It's bigger than the rest. So purple. Green. Don't think it matters, but blue. Yeah, I am liking that so much better. Is it focusing? Yep. Cool. Right, so this isn't a good idea because there's not really a right lot I can talk to you about while I'm doing this, because I am having to actually think about what I'm doing. So I shall scoot the beads down a little bit, put that over there, and then I think I'll work in batches of 10s. We'll have a bit of a natter while I sort these out. So let's see what's happened since I last videoed. 2, 4, 6, 8. Not a lot. The last video got some fantastic feedback, which is so appreciated. Thank you very much. Especially as it was a requested thing anyway by a couple of subbies. Subbies equals subscribers, for those who aren't familiar with the phrase or terminology. But yeah, so I was really quite pleased. I'm not sure if there's 10 in these batches. I'm just going to put them all into little batches and then I'll count as I'm putting them on after. But yes, yeah, so like I said, I was really pleased that the video got really good feedback. I've actually gained some subscribers since doing that video, which is even more awesome. Not quite sure how they found me, where they came from, whether it was Facebook, whether it's like Facebook in general, because I do post the videos to the page, whether they are more new Junk Journal Junkies subscribers. Hi guys, if you are, welcome. When I'm not junk journaling, this is what I do. Not for a living, it's a paid hobby. Excuse me. It's a paid hobby, but I do charge accordingly. This is a paid hobby, whereas it puts money back in the pot to be able to buy more beads and stamping stuff. Stamping as in the hand stamping stuff, not rubber stamping, and of course now funds for junk journals, accessories and digital kits and stuff like that. Speaking of digital kits, will you guys please stop releasing new ones? I haven't done anything with the ones I've already purchased, and then just when I think, oh yeah, that's okay, I'll do this, go and fetch another one out, and I'm like, but now I want to do that. And it's not good. Well, it is, it's awesome, but it's not good for me, attention span wise, because I don't have one. It's a good job. I haven't even started any of the other projects yet with the digital kits I've already bought. Besides one, two actually, which was from, remember her name, I know it's Ephemera's Vintage Rose, EVG as people like to abbreviate it to. I think she's called Debbie? think it's Debbie. I'm sorry, I'm not that up on people's actual names at the moment because I follow them on the YouTube channel. So if your name is different to what your YouTube channel is called, I'm not quite familiar with you just yet. I mean, I know Gayle. Well, I don't know her personally, but I know Gayle because that is her YouTube channel, is her name, so that's an easy one to remember. And then there's Tracie Fox over at see, now this is kind of the other way around. I know her name and I can never remember her YouTube channel. Is it Fox Creations or Fox Studios or something? I'm sorry, Tracie, if you're watching. Oh my goodness. Or any other junkies. Junk journalism. I'm gonna have to stop saying junkies, it sounds so bad. But yeah, I'm sorry if anybody else is watching that knows Tracie and screaming at me right now through the camera. I'm sorry. I'm new. I'm a newbie. Be gentle. But yeah, anyway, so thank you to all the new subscribers. No matter where you're from, where you've come from. Although it will be nice if you just pop a comment below and let me know where you are actually, where you have head over here from. That would be nice. Because I have done a couple of networks in the last week anyway, so I know some subscribers have come from that. Although I don't very rarely ever do the sub for sub ones because I don't like that. It's like Facebook, it just doesn't work. But I do the video ones where we will go and watch each other's videos and leave comments, constructive criticism. If we like what we see, we will like the video, we'll share it, whatever. So I think a lot of them have come from there, and a lot of my subscribers do tend to come from that, so that's good. And I know a few of them do watch because they've commented, which is even better. Thank you very much. Happy to have you along. Really good because it's also helped the channel grow, and although we've only got now 70 subscribers, 30 away from 100, hello, it's a darn sight better than 23 that we had about 2 months ago, which is awesome because I said before in one of my other videos, I don't know how or why, but I did have a sudden massive influx of subscribers and I don't know where they came from. It wasn't from networking, I know that. But I don't know where they came from, but I was so grateful. So, now I'm debating now whether or not to actually... Oh, sorry, I keep headbutting the camera. I'm debating now actually whether or not, although they were done in 10s and then the 3s, whether or not to just do the little sections and then do them and pull it. I think I'm going to pull them off and then work in the sections. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make up some little sections. See, this is it, guys. This is what happens when I'm beading like this. This is why I've never really done a beading video before, like a bead with me sort of video before, because this is the process. It gets done, it gets undone, it gets done, it gets undone. I change my mind, change the colours. This is different because I'm working with the colours the customers ordered. A lot of the time I'll make these up myself, like ready-made ones, and think, yeah, that's cool. But this is the process. It just, like I said, it gets done and undone and redone and undone again, and then I think I've finished, and then 2 days later I'll take a picture, I'll stick it on Facebook, and then 2 days later I'll look at it in a different light, a different way, a different mood. I think, I don't like that. So then I come and pull it all back and do it again. And then it gets picture taken, the other one gets deleted, blah blah blah. So with beads I can't win. So 16 clusters, that's good. I'm liking that. I think we'll go along that route. I think we'll just pop these off over here in the background into this little tub, and then I can reuse the big beads. And then I've got 2 more little clusters there as well. Although that little cluster probably would. Yep, talking to myself again. This happens a lot with the whole thought process thing. And yes, regardless of whether there are people here or not, or whether I'm videoing, I do talk to myself like this, as I'm sure a lot of other people do. I know some YouTubers do that I've been watching anyway. Gayle especially. For anybody who's with us from before I started going down the junk journal route, so all you loyal customers, peeps, hi. Gayle is a junk journal YouTuber from a new group that I'm in. She probably won't be watching, not, it's fine. She's got loads of things to do herself. She's actually off on some sort of a crafting retreat soon anyway. She lives in America, as most of them do. Although there is a junk journal junkies group for the UK and Ireland, which is awesome. And there's another one as well. Where's that? Trace? Trace is in the UK. I've forgotten whereabouts she is. And then there's Moira McDonald, who is Scottish. I love watching her videos. I really do. I love her accent. It was quite funny actually, because I was watching one of her videos yesterday. Quite literally watching it, and as I was watching it, another one popped up saying she'd just posted another video. So I'm like, oh, I'll go and watch that in a second. This one's nearly finished. So the video I was watching finished, so I left a comment underneath because I wanted to. And then the next one popped up, so I clicked on that to watch that. And she was saying in that about, what did she say? Something about, I know people watching this will be wishing Moira spoke a proper language or something. So straight away I hadn't even finished watching her video, and I'm like, I've got to comment on this, I've got to comment. I'm like, no, I love your accent, it's fantastic. So yeah. But I don't know what it is. I really, really love the Scottish and the Welsh accents. But yeah, I mean, I love Scotland. Anybody and everybody who knows us well enough, who's been following the business and me on Facebook for long enough, will know how much I absolutely love going to Scotland. We go up there to Ayrshire. Bad English. Never know. Well, I just say Ayr. It's spelled A-Y-R. But yeah, we go up there pretty much, apart from this year. No, actually, we have been up there this year. We went at Easter. We've been going up there for a few years with the children to the Craig Tara Haven Holidays Camp. And it's amazing. The views are stunning. The beach is awesome. It's just like, oh, seriously, whenever we go up there, I always feel like I'm at home. It is so, I mean, I don't just mean on holiday home. I mean, I'm home. Like, I belong. It's so surreal. Up until, how long ago was it? It was a while back. Myself and Third Man used to go away for our anniversaries. Our wedding anniversaries. And we'd book onto, or I would anyway, I'd book onto like the P&O Ferries mini cruise deals, and we'd go to Bruges, in Belgium. And I loved it there. That were again another place where when I were there, I felt like I'd gone home. I didn't want to come back home. There were just us two, no kids. That's probably why I didn't want to come home. And it were really, really cool. And then I don't know if some of you will remember, but quite a while back, a number of years ago, there was a bombing in pretty much the town centre in Bruges. I think there was three. Were there 3 or 4? I can't remember whether there were 3 or 4 places targeted and these bombings went off, and it terrified the life out of me because we had only just come back the day before. We'd been for my birthday and we'd only just come back the day before it happened, and it put me off ever wanting to go back, and it's so sad because I love that place, I really do. But it just, I don't know, his third man's mentioned it a few times and I'm like, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. No, I want to go, I really do, but no, I don't know, it just really put me off. But then P&O for a few years actually stopped doing offers to they were doing them to like Ostend and all the other ones that they do. So there's Zeebrugge, I can't think now, my brain's gone dead. Holland, Amsterdam, that's it. We went to Amsterdam actually once and did not like it one bit. The fact that it were absolutely pouring down, freezing cold and part snowing on us didn't help, but I didn't like it, so we didn't go again. But anyway, after all the bombings and everything, which really shook us up, because like I said, we'd literally only just got back on dry land about 11 hours before we heard about it, so it was like, wow. We started looking at alternative places to go, and then it was like, well, I don't want to go here, I don't want to go there. Money's never usually an issue, but when you've been going on the P&O Ferries mini cruises for as long as we have, and you've only been paying like £79 for the pair of you for 2 nights, it's kind of like, I don't want to pay 500 quid to go on holiday for 2 nights, thank you. But then we decided, you know what, stuff it, we'll pay it. Not that much, we did find cheaper places, we'll pay it and we'll go somewhere else. And for some reason, I don't know why, we'd looked around and it was like, let's go to Scotland, somewhere we've not been, let's go up there. So we did. The very first time we went for two nights, well, 2 nights, 3 days basically. A day travelling up there, stop overnight, full day after, stop overnight, and then up in the morning, check out of the B&B, and then kind of drive around and then come home. That's what we did. And we went up the day before our actual wedding anniversary. I can't remember the year now, but all you Scottish people watching will remember it well, because it was the day we travelled up there, the day, or the evening should I say, that Fort William set on fire. We didn't see any of it, we didn't see it on fire, we hadn't gone that far up. We were slightly back in, oh my god, I don't even know if I dare even try and pronounce it, because I always get it wrong. It was, oh god, I can't even remember now. Craftaholic. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce it. How's it even spelled? Craftahlic, I think that's how it's spelt. I can never say it. Listening to the sat nav's funny. I can never say it, but we stayed there in a little B&B, which were awesome. And then the day after, we sadly, like I said, we got there, we hadn't gone all the way up to Fort William, we just kind of stopped there, which was before Fort William, quite a while before Fort William. Actually, I didn't realise how far before Fort William until the year after we went, and we drove up there and it took ages. We actually went the day after, but it didn't seem to take us long for some reason. But yeah, sadly, we got to the B&B and it was quite late anyway, so we got to the B&B and then we went across the road to the pub, because the B&B we stayed only did breakfast, they didn't do evening meals, so we went across to the pub, just literally at the end of the path and across the road. Nice place, really, really nice place, very welcoming, very friendly. And it was on the news when we got across to the pub, the whole, well, there weren't very many people in there, but they were all really shocked and upset, a couple of them crying. They were like, oh, what's going on? What's happened? And then it come up on the thing, on the news, and it actually showed on the news the whole of the mountainside, whatever, on fire. Oh, it were horrendous. It was absolutely heartbreaking to see. But that was the day we travelled up there, so whatever year, it were a few years ago, I know that. We've been here, living here at this house for 5 years, and we went to Fort William, I'm pretty sure, before we moved here. Well, I'm saying Fort William. The first time we went to Scotland, I'm sure it was before we moved here. So it's been a long time since the first time we went up there. But anyway, the day after we travelled up there, which was the plan anyway, the day after we travelled up there to pretty much go and have a look, and oh, it were heartbreaking to see. They're just everywhere, the hillside and everything were just black. It was so upsetting. I took some photos, like you do, and then on the way back we took a detour. That was actually on our, no it wasn't, yeah, that was actually on our actual wedding anniversary. We went up there and we had wandered round Fort William itself, the little town, and then on the way back we detoured through Loch Lomond. Oh wow, I swear to God, I would pack up everything in a heartbeat and move up there. Without giving it a second thought, I really would. Just Scotland in general, but Loch Lomond definitely. It is a gorgeous place. So now whenever we go up there, we always travel up through. I mean, we're up in the Highlands when we're going to Fort William. We actually now stay. We stayed in a few different places over the years, getting closer and closer to Fort William each time. Now we actually deliberately stay in Fort William and use it as a base camp. So we stay there, find somewhere to stay, and we stay in Fort William, and then every day we get up and then we'll say, right, we'll go this way, we'll go that way, we'll go that way, whatever. We'll just take a route and drive, and that's what we do. But we use Fort William pretty much as a base camp now. We do everything we want to from there, which is awesome. But yeah, so I forgot what I was saying. What were I saying? Oh dear me, honest to God. I know I was saying something about Loch Lomond. Yes, anyway, so on the whenever we go up there now, we go, like I said, Fort William is up in the Highlands, and we always detour and go up through the Trossachs National Park, which takes us through Loch Lomond. So going to Scotland, going to Fort William, and coming back home from Fort William, we drive through the Trossachs National Park, and we go through Loch Lomond, and we stop off and take the obligatory pictures, and yay, I'm home. As soon as we get to Loch Lomond, pictures come out Facebook, and it's like, I'm home. But yeah, it is so surreal how going to Scotland, to me, feels like going home. Like when you've been on holiday and you're coming home, that's how I feel. But when I'm going, it is so real, so surreal. I mean, we do have Scottish heritage, as well as Irish, Welsh, and God knows what else. We've got a right, well, I have anyway, I've got a right mix of it all. Including my granddad, who thought he were Jewish. Thought he were a Jew. He wasn't, but he thought so. But yeah, it's weird how, like I said, going up there, no matter, not just Fort William, but Scotland in general, when we go to the Haven camp with the children, the same feeling, I get the same feeling. It's weird. Very, very strange when you go into somewhere else and feel like you're going home, and then when you've been there for a few days or a week and you're coming home, you feel like you're going on holiday to somewhere else until I've been home for a few days and readjusted. It is a very surreal feeling. It's a good feeling, but it is a very surreal one. Incidentally, on Facebook this morning, was it this morning? Yes, this morning, actually cropped up to tell me that 2 years ago today, we was in Fort William, we'd gone up there to stay for the week for Man's birthday. Pardon me. As the years have gone on, our anniversary is in April. Our wedding anniversary is in April. Excuse me again. And we used to go early on in the year. We used to probably go like, well, the first few times we did go and try and get there for our anniversary. Then we realised it was slightly cheaper or not as busy in places a bit earlier or a bit later on. It didn't help that places were fully booked anyway. So we started going a bit later, and then the last time we went, we didn't go later for a specific reason other than the fact everywhere we wanted to stay at were fully booked. And then I found this really nice little place. I'm no good with pronunciations. It's called, what is it? Tracie? I think it's either D-A-U-C-H-Y or D-U-A-C-H-Y. Apartments, anyway. Google it. I'm horrendous. I might love going to Scotland, but I'm horrendous at actually pronouncing Scottish names and places. But yes, we went up there and before we went up there, we managed to find this place. Pretty much the only one in Fort William or in or around Fort William where we wanted to be that was available. And it was for 7-day booking. They don't do any less than a 7-day booking. Thinking, right, well, up until then we'd only really stayed there for 2 or 3 nights and then come home. I'm like, well, this is going to be interesting. So we booked it and we went up there, and it were cheap as chips, and it was a proper little apartment. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Proper little apartment that actually even came with a membership to their local leisure club, private leisure club. So we actually got access. We didn't use it, but we got a key card thing we called and access to a little private leisure place that had a swimming pool, sauna, steam room, gym, all sorts, and we got to use it if we wanted to. We could have gone and used it for free. We just had to take the key card with us and use the code to get in. We didn't use it, but it's nice to know it was available. But yeah, we loved it that much when we got up there because it was like a proper home. It was literally like being at home in a little flat. It were awesome. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to stick some more clearing with these. It's driving me mad. I've not mixed it up right well, or I didn't have enough in the first place. But anyway, yes, so, and it popped up on, we said, sorry, getting back to thing, we said when we'd stayed there that we'd never stop anywhere else. Up until then we'd tried numerous different little bed and breakfasts, and then not the last time we went, the time before that when we went, we did actually end up in another little apartment, which were cool. We enjoyed that more than stopping at the B&Bs because we wasn't tied to, I mean, we're never really tied to coming back at a certain time or anything, but with the B&Bs your breakfast is included, and I know you don't have to have breakfast, but we do. But to be honest, I am not a very sociable person in the morning. And when we're having to get up at like 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning to have breakfast, if we want the breakfast option, it doesn't go down well with me. And then, I mean, it's nice that they're doing this. It's nice they provide these options and cook and everything and blah-de-blah, but I really don't like it because I feel like I'm being disrespectful when I'm sat there, not so much ignoring people but not really speaking much because I am not a morning person. And I said to the third man, I said, I love it, I really do, but could we please try and find somewhere in future where we don't have to socialise, please, so much in the morning, because I feel awful. These people are going out of their way to accommodate us and provide us with this lovely breakfast and awesome service. We've never had one yet that we didn't like, but I just really can't be doing with that morning thing where we go down into their dining room areas or whatever's and sit and communicate have to speak to other guests or the hosts themselves. As much as I love the hosts, they're lovely people, I haven't got it in me to be sociable at that time of morning. I very rarely even speak to him. So we did start looking elsewhere, and we found a nice other little place, and it was what was that one called? I was tempted to say Ben Nevis, but it's not. It was right at the base of Ben Nevis, though. Ben Nevis Apartments, but it's not. It's something Apartments, and it's literally pretty much right at the base of the Ben Nevis Visitor Centre. It's a very popular place anyway, so I was like, right, we're at Glen Nevis Apartment. No, Glen Lockie. Oh, Glen Lockie Apartments. That sounds familiar, yeah. Yeah, I think it were the Glen Lockie Apartments, which is a really nice place. That apartment was lovely. Small, but there's only us two. It were great. Like I said, we only use it as a base camp anyway. It was amazing. So we tried to book to go back there. It was fully booked, and then I realised, actually, I'm like, hang on, it's not actually fully booked. They've sold it. Third man's like, what do you mean they've sold it? I said, yeah, it's actually flagging up here that the apartment we stayed in and the one that we'd rent, it's coming up as not available. And then when I search for it, it's actually coming up they've sold it. So I don't know whether it's under new management or whether it's been sold as like a holiday home to somebody else. I don't know. So anyway, we had a look around, and then I found this other one, this Dorchy, whatever it's called. We decided after being there 2 days, let alone a week, that we were never going to look for anywhere else again. That was now our official, but obviously not paid, holiday home, and that if ever we went back up to Fort William again, which back then, like this was 2016 the last time we went, and back then we had all the intentions of going back up again, because that's what we did every year, that we'd never go anywhere else, we'd book there. So we left at the end of the week, had an absolutely fantastic time with all the intentions of going back, and that was in September 2016. And then that November, we actually, on the day before we were leaving, we was going to actually book to go back in March, the following March, so 2017. And I don't know why, but both of us, Tim, said, well, we'll leave it till we get home and we'll reassess the situation, because we never know what's going to happen. Yeah, it's a good job we didn't, because we got home September. We got home on the 17th, the day after Third Man's birthday. And that November, so only a couple of months after, he ended up in hospital and nearly didn't come home. So he's extremely lucky to be here after his aneurysm ruptured. And we very nearly lost him. So it's a blooming good job we didn't book it. But we've not been back up there since, because we've both been a bit dubious and a bit nervous about being so far away from home. I mean, like I said, we've been to Ayr with the children, but that's different. I mean, it's still like a 4.5-5 hour drive, traffic depending for us from where we are, but it didn't feel like a million miles away. When we get up to the Highlands side to Fort William, we're talking like a 6.5, nearly 7 hour drive, traffic depending, and because we're out in the middle of nowhere, and up there is predominantly a dead zone, meaning no signals apart from emergency services. It's a real good way to get up there and completely detach from everything, internet and everything. But when we're up there, we are isolated. I think that's why I love it so much. But after everything that happened, neither of us felt confident enough to go that far up and be so isolated away from everybody in case anything happened. So we put it off, and we haven't been. And then the other day I was just saying, do you know what, I don't know about you, but I really need... I know we've just been on holiday with the children. We went to Mablethorpe in Lincolnshire. We would normally go to Ayr to the Craig Tara camp, but we didn't. We went in April, for our actual wedding anniversary. We went in April, just meet Thibeman and Taylor, and then we said this time we'll look at somewhere different. We'll go back down to Mablethorpe at Lincoln, which is where our Haven holidays first began. And then we actually missed not going to Scotland, so we've not been back long. We've only been back a few weeks, and then it was like, do you know what, I really miss not going. And I don't know about you, but I think it's time we put on the big girl, big boy pants and went, because we can't put it off forever. We cannot put our life on hold because of what ifs. So and I was expecting the whole, yeah, but, you know, maybe next year we'll wait and see. And he didn't. He just looked straight at me and just went, I'm so glad you said that, because I were about to ask you the same thing. I've been thinking about it a lot over the last week or so, and yeah, let's go. So it's like, oh, thank God for that. I gave him the option. I said, right, well, you've got a choice. We can either go to Scotland or we can go to this other place I'd found down south somewhere. And he said, look, no, if we're going to go, we're going up there. I'd rather go up there. So I'm like, yeah, so would I, because my home is calling me. So we are, as of 2 days ago, I think, 3 days ago, fully booked and paid for to go back up to Fort William for my birthday. Happy days! Happy days! I cannot freaking wait. And we are staying in the exact same apartment we did when we went up there in 2016 for Thibeman's birthday. See? Not getting very far. But I'm loving how it's working up. So glad I decided to go down that mixed little cluster route. But yeah, so I'm well excited. And then when it popped up on my newsfeed this morning that 2 years ago today we were there, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's fate. It's fate. We were meant to go. Look, it said so on Facebook. So yeah, the signs were there. I'm not superstitious or anything like that, but once in a while, I believe. And I believe it was our destiny to go back up there. So yeah, I can't wait. Cannot wait. Full week. So excited. In the same place, the exact same apartment. Yeah, mega excited. When we was up there last, we did... What did we do? I mean, we always travel. We go up there and we just get in the car and we drive. 90% of places we stay have a drawer full of nothing but flyers and leaflets of different places in Scotland to visit. We get up there, no matter where we've gone, we always, apart from that first year we were there, every time we go, the day after we get there, we always travel up from where we're staying to Mallaig, which is a little fishing village. And it's so cool. I forgot how many miles away is something like, oh gosh, what is it? I can't even think miles away, but it's over an hour's drive. Or roughly an hour or just over an hour's drive from where we stay in Fort William. And we go all the way up there for either fish and chips and an ice cream or just an ice cream, depending what time we get up there and whether places are still open. It's a gorgeous little village, well, it's not even a fishing village, sorry, there's a little fishing town. But yeah, it's a gorgeous little place. But while we're travelling up there, a lot of the time we're travelling alongside the train tracks. And there's normal trains run, but there's also a steam train runs across them tracks called the Jacobite. And for those of you who don't know, Harry Potter, yeah, the Harry Potter train that takes the kids to Hogwarts, that is the Jacobite train. It goes all the way up to Mallaig. It stops. You cannot, the train tracks just do not go any further. You get to Mallaig, it's a dead end. It ends there. Then the trains just come back to wherever they're going. But if we're lucky, sometimes, we have done a couple of times, but if we're really lucky, sometimes we can, as we're travelling up there or travelling back, you can see the train well, you can see the steam coming from the train anyway, but sometimes you can actually see the train driving alongside us. It's awesome. And then occasionally, like I said, depending what time we get there or what time we come home, we can actually see the train in the station at my leg, and it's awesome. And the last time we were there, oh my gosh, it were funny, but it weren't. It were like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing that moment. Get them off there quick. There was a Chinese Japanese couple on the train tracks, on the opposite side of the train tracks. Oh, alright, it's a dead end, and there were no other trains there, but actually on the train tracks, stood at the side of this train, taking a picture, obviously, assumingly, because it's a Harry Potter train. Not just them, with their kids, and there were a couple of kiddies there, maybe 2 or 3, 4-year-old, but then they had a baby in arms, so I'd say a few month old, if that, and I was like, oh my god, what are they doing? And the security guards are chasing them up and down these train tracks, trying to get them off, and as much they're trying to usher them off to one side, and as they're getting them off to one side and getting kids, parents are back again at the other side. Oh, it was one of them where you had to watch, because it was actually quite funny, but then at the same time it was proper cringe-worthy, and I'm like, oh, I can't watch, but then I'm like, what are they doing now? So yeah, it was like watching a horror movie peeping through your fingers or peeping over a cushion. But yeah, God, you don't have to see some stuff up there. Oh dear. But I do know, I cannot for the life of me remember the name of her now, but I do know when we do go back up there and go to Mallaig, I will be scoping out a few of the shops up there, because a crafter... Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, nagging away, and I forgot to put the big ones on. A crafter has opened her own shop in Mallaig, and I think she's selling handmade soaps and things. I'm not sure whether the soaps or candles or both, but I will be definitely going in and checking that out. And then when I get there, I'll be like, I know you from Facebook. I've networked with you before. Quite a while ago, actually. It's so long since I can't remember her name or what the shop was called, but I know I'll know it if I see it. It's one of them. So I'm hoping she's still there, and then I can go in and go, hello, remember me? Which she probably doesn't, but, you know, crazy lady. But yeah, I'm so looking for... As if you don't know already, as if you can't tell, I've no idea how long this video is. I've stopped and started it a dozen times, but... Yeah, I'm really excited about going back up there. I don't think I will be vlogging as such while I'm up there, but I will certainly will be taking videos and pictures and doing something for YouTube when I get back with them. Actually, I don't even know about when I get back. I may do it while I'm up there, because where we stayed last time, which is where we're going again this time, their internet connection was awesome. We get access to their free Wi-Fi, their home Wi-Fi. It doesn't cost us anything. And the speed on it were amazing for being in Scotland anyway, compared to all the other places we've been. And it were actually faster than our data. The phone data, which were amazing. So it's like, awesome, I can't wait to go back. Which is also really good for me, because I still get to do my networking while I'm on holiday, which means... Pardon me, although I'm on a holiday, I don't really want to network. It means the pages aren't going to suffer for a week until I get back, because we all know how pants Facebook can be when you don't use it for a couple of days, let alone a full week. So yeah, mega excited, guys, in case you hadn't noticed. Yes, crazy lady, I know. But anyway, so I think I've been out of frame this whole time. Pretty much, I'm guessing. So I'll just move this a bit. But you're not missing much. And regardless of the fact that I'm just waffling on about absolute nonsense, this is how slow this would be working up anyway. Where are we at? We're about 2.5 rings in. And there's quite a bit to go. The thing we're using the seed beads is you need a few layers for it to look half decent, because they're so tiny. You need at least probably, normally I'd be doing 2 full ones and then you'd get the half of the others, which would make it look like 3, but I think I'll probably be doing 4 or 5 with the seed beads to make it look enough. I'm not going to video it all though. I probably am going to cut off here actually, because I think I have waffled on at you for long enough. I have stopped the video a few times and restarted it. Hopefully you didn't notice. I'm telling you now, just to be, I don't know, in case you did notice. I won't know until I actually come to edit the videos whether it did look like I had done or not. But I will cut off here and carry on, and then I will come back for 5 minutes or so right at the end. So ha, hooray, she's finished a brew, happy days. Oh yeah, all right, anybody who's watched the craft haul videos, there you go, I did it, I finished a brew. Honestly, when I was doing the craft haul videos, I must have gone through 30 brews, and all the time I was getting shouted at by the people that were viewing it, saying, will you please stop filming and drink your brew? But, you know, so I will go and make another one. I will come back and finish this off, take some photos as well, because I've neglected to do that while I'm videoing. I do this all the time, and when I am actually filming, I'm using my phone, so I forget to take photos. Although I could just click the actual button on the film to take a photo, I forget. So I will cut off here, I will take some photos, I will carry on, and then I will come back later. So I'll see you soon. Good evening guys, we're back. It's been a considerable length of time since I last left you. Just going to shut the bedroom door, and you can hear that droning in the background. You can still hear it. Well, I can anyway. I don't know if you guys are picking that up, but if you can, there's a woo 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 noise in the background. It's the tumbler, which is currently cleaning and polishing the keyring that I stamped. So, we're back just in time to finish this off. So, I've managed to get all of this done. Yay. The light for now is still with us, but it's getting dark. I just wanted to get this in as quick as I could before the light disappeared altogether, and I have to put the bedroom light on because it's just poo. So let's just add the finishing beads on here. So for you guys it's only been like a second, but for me it's been a few hours, and there's been all sorts going on. Family dramas, Taylor whining about sports. Oh, just all sorts. We've had tea. Surprising what can happen in a couple of hours. Where am I at? Purple, green, blue. Still trying to do it in a random-ish order, but trying to make sure I don't get the sequence in the big beads the same, one after another. This is where it starts getting a bit tricky and fiddly, because I've got to keep pushing the beads to make sure they're all tight all the way down. But when I last left, I was still working off the huge reel. Since then I have actually cut off and looped that end, and then I know how much I want the bracelet. And we're just coming to the end bits and bit, which is probably going to take me another 10 minutes to do actually. I didn't think this through. I should have just come right at the end. Excuse me. We had chilli for tea, it's repeating on me. But anyway, yeah, there's not really much to report except for, like I said, just the typical. I've just been listening to some music, that's all. So I've now got the soundtrack from The Greatest Showman stuck in my head, because I've just been listening to that basically on YouTube before I turn the camera back on to do this last bit. So I've got all the songs from The Greatest Showman roaming around my head at the moment, and very strong urge to sing. I won't do. I will not put you through that. No, will I put you through that? Right, so where are we on here? We started off, should I say, with blue, green, purple. So I think that's how I'll end off on this. So I want to go purple, green, blue, don't I? Right. Don't think there's going to be room for any more beads in, no, so see if I can get this in the same order. It might just look, I don't know, it's just me, I think. Purple, green, the holes are so tiny in these beads. Don't want another purple one, I told him we want blue. Blue. I'm out of frame again. I'm sorry guys, I put that pin there to keep me up there, and I don't think I've been there the whole way through this video, have I? So that's going to finish off there like that, which will be, so basically this end and that end are going to finish and start with the same bead sequence, which is blue, green, purple. Yep. Right, now I don't need to be in frame, well, down there for this, because we're going to finish off this last bit, which is basically just turning the loop at the end. So first of all, there is a bit much on there, so I shall take roughly, I'll make sure the beads are all the way down to the bottom, no big gaps in between them. Yep. But still some movement. I still want a little bit of movement in them, but not much. And then I will put my finger and thumb there, and then cut around there. Ugh, I was going to say covering it up or it'll go flying, but it did anyway. Lethal stuff is this. So we now are left with, let me zoom in, it's hard work. That's better. So we are now left with just that little piece. Going to take the round nose pliers, put them on the end, and basically turn that way to make a loop. Everybody does this different. I don't really think there is a right or wrong way of doing this. I'm not going to go into great details on how to do it either, because there are so many different ways. And this isn't a tutorial, this is just bead with me. And we are done. Yes, they are different, have you noticed? See, one's flat. Let me just zoom back out a little bit for this bit. There we go. This one's flat, this one isn't. Easy sorted. Flat nose pliers this time. You just get hold and turn. This can take a few little manoeuvres to get it done, but it can be done. Actually, I think I might need to come on, it's It's not playing now. Really? This isn't good. Doesn't want to play. Sorry guys, I'm out of focus, out of frame at the moment, but come on, you will turn. It's not wanting to play nice at all. It is being very awkward. And that's okay because we just bend that back in shape for the memory wire side of things, which is fine, but I need that to lie flat, and it's not behaving itself. So let's just do a bit of jiggery pokery. Come on. Oh, we're getting there. Guys, I'm sorry, I know I'm out of frame again. But this is close-up work, and the lights may be showing up okay on the camera, but I'm actually pretty much in the dark here. Right, I think we've got it now, I think. Let me just curl that background to finish it off. And yes, we have pretty much got it now, so we just very gently bend that back around. There we go. Wow, that took some doing. There we go. Are we okay? We are okay. Good. Just a wee bit more little sculpting. That's it. We've cracked it. We did it. Yay. There we go. One finished bracelet. The loop on this side isn't quite as big as it is on the other side, but that is nothing unusual from my work. I do that quite regular. Doesn't matter that that's not fully closed. These beads are definitely not going to come off. It is closed. It's perfectly closed, but it doesn't matter that it's not perfect. And like I said, there is a slight bit of movement there between the beads, and that's what we want anyway. But yes, the bracelet is now finished. Happy days. It's so pretty. Love it. I've really thoroughly enjoyed working on this today. It hasn't taken me all day to do. Not far off though, because I've been coming back to it, doing other things, and then coming back to it. Then we had a break just then for about 3 hours or something like that for tea and other things, other family dramas as always. Can't get by a day in this house without some sort of a family drama. But yes, so I am really pleased, and I'm now going to test it out to see what it looks like on. I've also been sending, excuse me, work in progress pictures to Annie throughout the day while I've been doing it. And all the responses I've had to them have been great. She's loved them all, which is awesome. Exactly what we want to hear. Oh, just look at that. Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, it is to me anyway. But why is this not zooming in? Oh, okay, because I'm zooming in the wrong way. I am such a muppet. I'm trying to zoom out when I should be zooming in. Because that's going to work, isn't it, Victoria? Muppet. Anyway, what do you think, guys? Is it pretty? Do you like it? I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I love these big pops of blue in it. All the other colours really blend well together, and then you just get this big pop of blue in your face. It's brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. But yes, so fantastic. I'm so glad Annie likes it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yay. So now I'm just waiting for the tumbler to finish with the keyring in it. The tumbler is cleaning and polishing the keyring, and then I can assemble it. Basically put the jump ring and the key fob thing, the lobster clasp thing on for her to be able to use to hang up on her bag or wherever she wants to put it. And then that's it done. Just package everything up and sorted. She's actually ordered another jewellery set from us, but that's already made up. So the only thing I need to do with that really is just package it, which I will do later. This isn't going to stand up on its own. Pity. Wanted to show it off. It'll do. But yeah, so perfect. Love it. And once again, guys, thank you for hanging out. I hope I haven't bored you too much with my reminiscent times of Scotland. I hope I provided you with a few giggles as well. So yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you and get tidied up. I'm gonna put my pretty beads away now. Gutted. They'll be back out again soon. In fact, I think I might make myself one of these. I really enjoyed doing that today. It's been a while. It's been a while. And I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think I might just, not this particular bead mix, but I think I might just throw another mix into some pots and make my own. So thank you again for dropping by and sticking with me this long. I'll see you again soon for the next one.